Hey everybody, Jay here. We really appreciate you stopping in today and spending time with us. Today we're going to be filling a deer feeder, and I'm going to show you what kind of feed we use in it and what kind of feeders we use, and also show you a few sheds that we have found in the past around here and kind of give you an idea of what size of deer we have here in southeast Kansas. Today it's a pretty chilly day. It's I think 11 degrees outside, and we got our chores done this morning, so haven't been able to fill the deer feeders like we wanted to here lately. I've got a couple of feeders that I really like to feed out of, and they're made by Rednecks in Lamar, Missouri, and they hold 750 pounds, so I put like 250 pounds of whole corn, which is what I'm loading now, and then I mix 500 pounds of a pelleted feed that our co-op makes, and it has a lot of things in it: vitamins, minerals, proteins, and the way our weather is right now, I'm sure they'll appreciate it and come to it. But I'm going to take you to one feeder that the game camera that's set up by it, it's having trouble with the SD card, so I'm going to replace the SD card and see if that helps. This is kind of typical of a shed around here. You'll find several of these in places if you look, if you hunt quite a bit or hunt pretty hard. But just like everybody else, probably in most other places, at least here in Kansas anyway, at least in our area, this is kind of a typical shed. A few bucks in there, it's lost some horns. We found one farming the other day. My dad found it, picked it up, but they're still holding on to most of them the way it looks. I don't like shed hunting until about March, just for the fact that I don't want to run the bucks off before I get their horns gathered up. Some years we do pretty good finding them. Some years it's not quite as good, but it's always fun to go. This is another one here. It's got kind of a cool, about the same size, got kind of a cool bladed brow tine. But one of the things we like to do is bow hunt, especially me. I really enjoy bow hunting. So I'll do 10 bags of the pelleted feed. 5 bags of whole corn. Gives them 2 different kinds of energy, protein, plus minerals in the feed, and they come to that corn a lot faster than they do the pellets. They like it a lot better, so it kind of forces them to eat the pellets having whole corn in it. This is a shed that I found 2-3 years ago, and I looked really hard for the other side. I don't know if the camera does it any justice or not, but it's really a nice shed. It's got really long main beams. Ruby wants me to throw it. I've been trying to work with her on bringing me sheds, but that's a really nice shed. I hunted really hard for the other side and could not find it. So, and hunted those last 2 or 3 years trying to find this deer, but I never found it. The cool thing is he's not real heavy. He's not real big around in the bases, so He's not that old of a deer to me. You know, you don't have a lot of mass right here between his 3s and 4s, but that would be one impressive deer. So I looked really hard for him, hunted really hard for him, and never did see him. I don't know, somebody might have shot him, but anyway, that's one of the nicer sheds that we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A couple more. We use Spartan cameras for our cell cameras, and this particular one is giving me an error that the SD card's not working right. So I've got a new SD card with me, and we're going to check it out and see if the new SD card will help. But I've got a solar panel on it as well, so I don't have to go back very often. Stay out of the area so the deer can kind of use this one particular spot as a sanctuary. I really like those Spartans. Once you figure out how they work, and you know, as far as resetting them and different things, they're pretty reliable, and they've got a nice camera on them. They have a clear picture whenever you go looking at them. But I started running that pelleted feed with the minerals and different things in it that the co-op makes probably a year and a half ago, and I'm thinking, you know, it's probably going to take 5 or 6 years before we really start seeing the effects of it. We typically see bucks that get to, you know, 170. If you see a 180 inch deer and up, like 190, 180, 190, there's a few of them around. They're really difficult to hunt. We're kind of in, well, we have a lot of trees and stuff, but we're kind of in an open area where they can travel to different sections pretty easy. Hopefully we'll grow some inches over the next 4, 5, 6 years to where I can gain another 10 inches of horns through the help of feed and you know, managing the deer and the population. You'll see 140s and 50s pretty regular, but if you want to get to 180 inch deer, you're going to have to let 140 and 150 inch deer go. That's where we're headed. We're going to fill one of these feeders up and take you along with us to do that. And hopefully this SD card will fix our Spartan trail camera and get it going again. We'll start getting some pics. I don't hunt over these feeders. I usually put them in places where the deer can get to them, and kind of a sanctuary area where nothing else can bother them. To me, if you hunt over a feeder, it's kind of a one and done type situation, which I'm archery hunting, so it's not like you have 10 days during rifle season to shoot them, and you can shoot them from a long ways away. So I don't try not to sit over deer feeders, but I like for them to have the nutrition and that kind of thing for antler growth, and it does keep them in the area. But this area here is a hay meadow that we bale every summer. And I've got this feeder up here on the corner in the middle of the section. And this is a double section. There's not a road that goes through. It's 2 miles wide and a mile deep, so they can get up here and not really have to worry about somebody bumping them or running into them. That's what I like about having the feeder from Redneck that holds so much. They're made in Lamar, Missouri, which is not very far from us, probably an hour and a half east of us. But you can see there's some trails coming through there. There's one, there's a couple in that corner there, and they funnel in from over here on the other side of the section. And we have a pond on that side of the fence. But here's my camera. Let's see, I'll change it out. SD card out in it, see if that helps, see if it fixes it. I'll do it now so we can get pictures of us feeding or filling the feeder. That way we'll know if it's working or not. I think the temperature's warmed up to 14, but it's probably a 10-mile-an-hour wind. I looked earlier and it's showing like -5 wind chill. But man, is it cold. People that live up north, I got all kinds of respect for you guys. Cooked pellet. Mix that with the corn and it funnels out just about right. And this set is a match set. These aren't match sets. Those are just ones that singles that we found, but this is a match set that my dad found. He found these two laying on the ground right beside each other. They fell off laying on the ground just like that. But that's a 14.5-inch G2. But that's a monster deer. Never did see him on hoof either. It's a pretty good deer for our area. If you see a deer like that in our area, it's game on. So I just wanted to give you an idea kind of what's typical, you know, for a decent deer in our area, and then, you know, what the potential is with maybe some deer feed, this deer getting heavier and bigger, and then ending up being something like this. I'll walk back in here a little bit, see if we can't find a shed. There's no cows in here. This is all deer trails here. I don't see any there. Maybe we'll find some more in a month or two. Yep, camera's on, so let's see if we can get some pictures of some bucks. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Jill and I really appreciate you stopping in and spending your time with us. If you don't mind, please consider hitting the subscribe button, like and share, and leave us a comment, and we'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate it.